What is the absolute cheapest and easiest way to make alcohol with no equipment and only 3 ingredients which you can get at any grocery store? I started with a gallon of water and plain sugar, which is what will transform into alcohol. You could use juice, you could use fruit, but my goal here wasn't to make something good. I just wanted to see how cheaply this can be done. About 375 grams of sugar is enough for this to ferment to about 5% ABV, and in order for that to happen, we need to add yeast. Now normally I'd be using yeast meant for brewing, but for this experiment I'm going to see if active dry yeast from the store, which is actually made for bread, will work instead. Next, I poked a small hole in a balloon, which I'm placing over the opening of the gallon so that as yeast consume sugar and produce alcohol and also gas, that gas has a way to escape without blowing up everything and also keeping what's inside protected. A brewing kit, which is what I'd usually use, or any fermenter with an airlock does the same thing and is probably the better option, but then again, balloons were $1 and this is much more thrilling. About 1 week later, this had finished fermenting and smelled like bread and rotten eggs, which is actually better than I expected. But in the world of extremely cheap and scrappy brewing experiments, while the color looks like something that shouldn't be said on camera, taste is the ultimate measure of success. And in this case, it sort of tasted like a hard seltzer and definitely had alcohol. Overall, it's certainly not the best thing I've ever made, and shockingly, it's not the worst either. But it is definitely the cheapest at less than $1 a bottle, and for that reason, I can't complain.